Hello, welcome to part 3 of this 4-part series, Jess on leadership. So once again, as I've mentioned in the previous videos, I've had the opportunity, the privilege of being involved in a few different leadership development spaces. Currently, I'm going through the Center for Compassionate Leadership program, where we're learning how to develop deeper, compassionate leadership and some of the research behind why compassionate leadership is so important in organizations and for self. I want to share my take on compassionate leadership, but before that, I want to share an example of what I see, or an example of compassionate leadership that was shown toward me. In the fall of 2023, I was going through a really hard time, really mentally, emotionally destabilized by a number of different things. And somebody from a podcast co-op that I'm a part of had reached out and sent me this long message that I can only describe as divinely inspired wisdom. It was a message that he didn't have to share, and it displayed to me this example of what it is to be both nurturing and courageous. Nurturing in that it was very encouraging, and courageous in that this is a person that has not known me at that point, had not known me all that long, but had seen something in me and was willing to share with me what he saw, and bold enough to even as I went back to that message for this video, I realized, oh, I still have not fully grasped what he was saying. And I'm so glad that I'm doing these videos, because it does prompt me to think about what are some examples, right? What are some of the stories that I have of experiencing compassion? So I'm going to read a little blurb of the message that this person had sent. And he writes, "Yes, you are relatable, but that is not what draws people to you. Yes, you are professional, experienced, dynamic, but that is not it either. People are drawn to you because you have a great, deep, mystic power you have not found, discovered, or even begun to slightly develop." That's the bold part, right? That's the courageous part, to suggest that, hey, I see this thing, but you haven't fully stepped into this thing. It is because you have been outward focused. The strength is within. Greatness is found by developing what will be found within. Defeat brings wisdom, understanding, mutual recognition, then knowledge, change, and accomplishment. When we fail, we learn. We find the right way to get to where we need and want to be within. And even, again, coming back to this message is just a reminder to me, both, again, of this example of showing compassion to someone who, again, you don't really know, but being bold enough to express what you feel that you do know. And so still, again, coming back to this, it brings a lot of things to mind that I know that I want to continue and actually work on. However, in my view, what is compassionate leadership? And I think this kind of displays some of these things. One, a compassionate leader knows their inherent value and worth. So this sort of speaks to that idea of finding that power, that mystic power within, understanding that we are valuable and worthy outside of any external validation. 2, a compassionate leader practices empathy and understanding. Empathy is that ability to be able to feel with others. Understanding, listening, deeply listening to what people are going through, to people's stories, and learning so that you can understand where that person is coming from. 3, a compassionate leader is both nurturing and courageous. And these are 2 things that we talked about in our last Center for Compassionate Leadership session. We talked about this idea of nurturing compassion being that sort of more warm, cozy, embracing, encouraging compassion, and courageous compassion being that, okay, I'm going to either that courageous to share with someone something that they need to hear, that I love this person, or I have a love for this person and I need them to hear this thing that might be difficult. Courageous compassion can also be standing in the gap for someone who doesn't have the words or doesn't have the voice, to be a voice for the voiceless. And then 4, a compassionate leader values curiosity over judgment. And again, that goes back to understanding, learning to understand. And all of these things, like most of us who are striving to be better leaders, I'm still learning, I'm still working on that curiosity over judgment, taking a step back instead of immediately judging someone's behavior, or immediately, taking that value judgment, good or bad value judgment, instead of immediately judging someone on the basis of how they look or what they do for a living. Instead, getting curious, tuning into that space of curiosity over judgment. So I leave you with this. I encourage you to first, just as was encouraged to me, to look, seek that value, that strength, that worth within, without concerning yourself with external accolades that are temporary and sometimes leave or don't arrive. Learn how to be first with yourself, how to listen to yourself. And I laugh because I was just having this conversation with my husband earlier today that I just need to listen to myself. I just need to listen to, right? Listen to our bodies. What do we need? Listen to our mental, emotional space. What do I need? I have this beautiful, I'll take this down. I have this beautiful cat here, Smokey. And you know what he's doing? He is hunkered down, laying on my lap. He's listening to his body. He's listening to himself. So again, I encourage you all to listen to that heart, to your it sounds hokey, that's why I'm laughing. But truly, get in touch with who you are at your center. And this is as much a note for self as it is an encouragement to you. I also encourage you, if you have thoughts on what it is to be a good leader, what it is to be a compassionate leader, specific for this video, please do share wherever you find this video. Please do share your take on leadership, good leadership, compassionate leadership, in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Peace.